Welcome to a game between Helwor here in blue, starting with jump pads and a recon commander. And he's going up against FinnishLime506. I'm just gonna say FinnishLime. With also a jump pad factory, but an engineer commander. Yes. So, let's start the game. Yeah, so it looks like Helwor is starting a bit more aggressive with one pyro and two puppies and then a constable. You're starting with a constable and then two pyros and a placeholder and then moderators. Yeah, and your start looks a bit... you don't have any energy in the pipeline right now and you're gonna stall heavily. Do you set priority for your stuff? No, you don't. Yeah, can see here that you're already going to be stalling out on energy. You need to incorporate some wind generators a bit earlier, like building two mexes and then some wind generators on this map would be good. Now you're going to stall quite a bit, and all your stuff is on equal priority. So yeah, you're going to build everything very slowly, and that's going to be a problem. Like, you probably want to prioritize your mexes and these, and not divide all your resources on all the different things. This map is a bit eco-heavy though, so yeah, starting with one con is usually pretty good. Let's see here what line Helwor goes for. That's one of the advantages of going jump outs on this map. Pyros can jump up on top of these hills. And your pyro is just gonna be about done. If you set this on high priority when you see the enemy coming in, that would have helped. Yeah, but you're gonna lose two mexes. That's quite a big deal, but not as big of a deal since you're stalling on energy anyway. So yeah, and Helwor is just gonna jump out of there and escape. Meanwhile, you're getting something done. You kill one mex and one wind generator. It's fine. And then you might lose. Yeah, sacrificing the pyro might die. He's gonna die here anyway, so getting a few mexes before you get out is a pretty good idea. If you can, you should also try to plan where you die with your pyro. Let's see if you get this mex or not. Yeah, the burn damage lasts quite a while, and this burn damage also lasts a while. If you let the pyro die next to mex or on the factory, that can be pretty annoying. As the pyro is burning, it might kill the unit being built, and it will prevent new units from being built because they get damaged as soon as the construction gets started. So going blindly into moderators, I wouldn't recommend. Like, a placeholder against jump outs is also pretty useless. So once you saw that the enemy was jump outs, you should have like remove that placeholder from the queue, because yeah, pyros can jump away from it. Puppies, they're cheap units, they can spread out and you only catch one of them. Yeah, so the placeholder is a really good unit in this situation. It's like, is there any situation you want a placeholder? Maybe against the enemy commander, but the enemy commander is also recon commander, so it would have been pretty useless against that as well. Like, if you can get an enemy unit, let's see how we handle this little X-hack. And you're not using your commander. You should have walked up and tried to get enemies with your commander as well, but your commander is just standing there building. But you were kind of lucky that the enemy got here and you got the moderator just over the cleft of field and got it. So yeah, not much damage taken, but you can see here that the burn damage, it deals quite a lot of damage. Even though the pyro died here, it still burned this moderator for quite a lot of damage. So yeah. You don't have any radar. You really want a radar on the edge here. You see nothing of the incoming units. And building a Faraday there, I mean, a Faraday is kind of expensive and you're being quite defensive. Like, you have 3 moderators just in defense and no radar. So yeah, that's being quite defensive. If we look here at the metal produced, you can see that the enemy is a little bit ahead and metal used. Yeah, you're a bit behind now. So yeah, but not too much. Yeah, pyros against, why are you still making placeholder? I don't know. Yeah, anyway, placeholders. Like, if you get a Jack and a placeholder and the enemy is not a recon commander, you can trap the commander and kill it with a Jack, for example. That can be pretty good. But yeah, otherwise, placeholder doesn't do much against jump bots because they can jump. Jump away from the black hole. So yeah, just placing like Lotus turrets on the edge here would probably be better. Also, as jump bots, this should be like a priority. It's easy to get down here and build a few Lotus turrets like here and here, and you're pretty much safe against jump bots, and you can reinforce with your Pyrus jumping down to defend. So yeah, building defense up here, I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend you jump down here with Acons and take these 3 mexes. Like, that was one of the first things that Helwor was doing. He jumped down with his commander there, and since his commander there, it's pretty safe there. Then you just have to worry about Pyrus jumping up and avoiding his commander and getting to your base. But yeah, you're being pretty defensive here. We'll see how that plays out. But yeah, now the enemy is starting to get ahead from the expansion. You can see here that the metal income is spiking from the enemy here. So yeah, you're being kind of too slow right now. Could you punish the commander instead? Yeah, maybe. Oh, you get a shot off without the enemy getting a shot off you. That's nice. Helwor, moderators versus moderators is kind of fragile. He's kind of volatile. So yeah. Yeah, and the commander just jumps away from the black hole and doesn't get catched. Here you have your EMP, and it's too far away, and the moderator might do something here. Yeah, it actually traps the Pyrus just as they got up the hill, but that was kind of lucky. Yeah, you managed to deal with that attack, luckily for you, without taking barely any damage. Just losing a Pyro versus his 2 Pyros. But yeah, if you had like 2 Lotus turrets, that would have done the same thing basically. Or like Lotus turret there and Lotus turret there. Yeah. And now you're excessing metal a bit, that's pretty bad. Yeah. And you're making puppies. Puppies are good against moderators, but the moderators are rarely alone. Like, usually there's Pyros around. In this instance, there's like commander, turrets. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get the moderators with the puppies. I mean, they can soak up the shot. That can be worth it too, so your moderators can get a free shot off without taking damage. So sacrificing a puppy to get a pup to get killed destroyed by the moderators can be worth it. Yeah, and you catch the enemy commander, but the enemy commander can just jump away. So yeah. So yes, I like this, like screening with the puppies against the enemy moderators. That's a pretty good idea. And you catch the Pyros, but the enemy just jumps away. And yeah, if you getting the enemy commander while he is on a jump reload would take quite a bit of time. Meanwhile, you have no radar here, and you don't see the enemy Pyro coming here. Completely undefended area. Yeah, that's not good. Sorry, I just sneezed there. And yeah, you get some of the enemy Pyros, but you also lose some moderators. And you might actually be able to get the enemy... yeah, oh, you get a Firewalker. That's so lucky that the Pyros were out of position. That's really bad by Helwor. That puts you way ahead in metal killed. Yeah. And yeah, you're slow responding to this Pyro, but the Pyro is not raiding properly as well. But yeah, at this point, it doesn't matter so much what you do. Even if you kill more of an enemy, you really need to make value here. So yeah. Yeah, the enemy has like... yeah, you have kind of a superior army here. And you catch the enemy commander, but it just jumps away. And you expand over here with your commander, that's fine. Yeah, and you can see that, yeah, moderators can be pretty good against jump bots. They're good against Pyros, and yeah, Firewalker is basically the counter. Pyros are a bit risky to counter with. Like you need about the equal amount of pyros to counter it. Oh, and you get a commander. That's really nice. Yeah, Helwor was being kind of lazy there, not like reacting properly, and you get his commander with puppies, and then you can, as well, you can suck up the commander with the puppies. That's really nice. Oh, you should stay there because, yeah, that's one of the advantages with puppies. If you can like kill and you can resurrect stuff that would be hard to reclaim, like reclaiming in this area would be really hard. And you might get a Firewalker there, if you're lucky. And you're not building again. I'd recommend using repeat on your stuff. Repeat on your factory, rather than not building units. In this situation you might get a Firewalker, if you rack quickly. I'm not sure why you're so afraid of the Firewalker. I mean, you would assume that the Firewalker would have an escort with it, but in this case it doesn't, so yeah. You would have gotten it. I mean, you can... Puppies have pretty good line of sight, so you could go ahead with like one puppy and scout ahead. Oh, and you might actually get it. Will the Firewalker be able to reload in time? It's gonna be close. You might have gotten it. I mean, those puppies were basically free, so it's not like a lost resource. They were only like going after recon commander's wreck, so they were basically free. But yeah, this army is being a bit idle, and you're letting the enemy expand on the whole map, so yeah. And yeah, Firewalker is a pretty good counter to moderators. Yeah, and you never really... Are you finally gonna try to take these mexes? Yeah, you are. So yeah, finally. But yeah, you can see the moderators are burning down from the Firewalker, and now you lost the, like, you had an army advantage for a while there, but now you lost it. Yeah, it takes quite a bit of like skill to be able to contest the map on this map. Like you need to pay attention to the pyros. Pyros are kind of flimsy, so it's easy to lose them against a Lotus turret or such if you're not paying attention. So raiding takes quite a bit of skill, and it's also a question of, do I wanna raid with pyros or do I wanna try to do something else? Let's see how well the Faraday does. Yeah, you get one pyro, but you lose one pyro, and the Faraday is still not done. Yeah, Faraday can be good in some situations, but alone, yeah, I'd rather just have Lotus turrets. This is what? This is almost 3 Lotus turrets, this one. And this Newton is almost two Lotus turrets. Yeah, that's like, yeah, you could easily have 5 Lotus turrets instead of this Faraday and this Newton turret. And you can also have them down here. So yeah, what do you do when you're facing a Firewalker? Yeah, you have to like go for like Jacks or Firewalker. I mean, Jacks are also gonna lose against moderators, so yeah. Like jump bots versus jump bots, they tend to be like mostly dominated by pyros early game, and then you switch to maybe moderators to try to push out, and then you can add like a Firewalker to counter the moderators. That's kind of usually how it goes. Sometimes you mix in a Jack to push down defenses. A placeholder can be good if the enemy can't jump with their commander, but yeah, now it was kind of useless. Your moderators are not very effective. You're probably better off making another moderator instead of a placeholder. Yeah, and once Firewalkers are out on the field, you really need to like, they would be the priority targets to snipe with your pyros. And if you can keep your moderators alone and keep your own Firewalkers alone, you should be mostly winning this game. A random Juggernaut can be annoying to deal with, but yeah, it's kind of late game and they're kind of slow, so an air transition can be pretty good as well. well, not that good. It's still kind of hard to snipe enemy units with when moderators are around, and yeah. So yeah, it can be difficult, but yeah. Yeah, you really like on this map with jump pods, this area is like prime. If you put some defenses here, yeah, you have a defensive line against incoming pyros and you get these 3 mexes. Like, if you look at Helwor's path, it was basically going down here with the commander. He got these 3 mexes very early, and then these mexes, and then held the center. Then you kind of punished him in the middle of the game by pushing out here. Like, moderators are pretty good at pushing the enemy. So I don't. It is good in many situations. So I don't dislike the. It's like something you'd have to figure out depending on the matchup and how the match is going. But yeah, you can't let the enemy get away with all this expansion. Like early game, you were fine, but then the enemy just got ahead and they got way ahead. So that's the thing as well. If you go for moderators in this matchup, yeah, it's hard. You also need to be able to contest the rest of the map, as you were being very effective with your moderator when you pushed out before the fireworkers arrived, and then you were lucky to snipe the first moderator. The first firewalker. That was really lucky of you to get it, and then you could get the commander. So, yeah, a moderator push can be strong, but you also need to be able to contest the map so you don't get outproduced like this. Yeah. And remember to keep building and not accessing metal. You access 2,600 metal. That's a lot. Yeah. So good luck and have fun.